my name is Jesus John. This is my channel, My First Tarot, and on my channel, I do next 24 hours general readings. The readings is just basically to get a little insight into anything that you might want to ask to be aware of, or anything negative that might pop up that you could avoid or set a good intention towards, so that again you could avoid it. And the first card out is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card does talk about in accordance. The Judgment card does talk about rebirths. The Judgment card does talk about endings. The next card is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is higher knowledge. The Hierophant is somebody of power who has status, as somebody who has almost occult knowledge. Like, this person knows the ways around businesses, and for some reason the Wheel of Fortune was in the deck, like in reverse, and I was kind of meditating on the cards like 20 minutes before, and I didn't see it, so I guess that is the third card, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So how I just do the readings, I just take 3 cards from the Right Away deck, then I just take 2 cards from the Angel Heart Sigil. The Angel Heart Sigil is a more intuitive deck, a more triggering deck, and a deck that is more deal with the subconscious mind and the angels, that if something negative comes up, that you could call upon because they are wrong and they are able to like assist, or the angels that you already have around you and want you to be aware that they are around you, basically. So let's just take 2 cards from the Angel Heart Sigil after. So yeah, basically, in a calling, rebirth, somebody could be spiritually awakening, somebody could be going through a lot of the ancestors reaching out to them, because I got this card once before in one of my readings, and again I've been drawn back to the almost clay-like people. These people like almost dead, there's like hollows of people basically, and this angel come and, or this situation come and basically like bringing you back into the living, basically reconnecting, making that the allowing something might be coming through, that allowing awakening for somebody. It could be somebody of stature, it could be a father figure, it could be a high class role model to somebody, and yeah. But for some reason though, like, be careful, because the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, let's talk about like the forces behind the scenes not working in unison. You know, the Wheel of Fortune could also represent like minor but little bad luck, honestly. Things might not necessarily go like as smoothly as planned, you know. So we just want to clarify the judgment. So let's take 2 cards to clarify. So the main thing again from this though is that a lot of us, the Page of Pentacles. So this could be that somebody being drawn to make a decision about money. This person could be being drawn to make a decision about somebody else. This person could be being drawn to make a decision about a spiritual path, like what for some reason they are so calling out that they need a religion, because some people, you know, need to put a practical into practice to really grow in spirit. The next card is the Five of Swords in the reverse, to clarify the Page of Pentacles, and this is basically like fights being over, people walking away from fights, being battered and bruised, things didn't make any sense, situations not being better, but hopefully lessons learned, basically. And that could probably be like where we coming through. And by the way, I don't like to like a time period until the 3 cards. That's why I show like morning, evening, night necessarily. It could just be different energies that you embody different times during the next 24 hours, and everything will fit as well, because it's a general reading. Thanks so much for the likes and the subscribe so far and the support. It really is encouraging. Yeah, so this could also just be like somebody of a higher knowing, somebody who more spiritually in depth, coming forward and actually allowing this judgment call to actually allow your soul or your spirit to actually go into like a new direction that for some reason you might have been doubting or shying away from, but this judgment call and this person of authority basically is like saying, the fights over the pettiness, over the lineal things behind, yeah. It's now is really like time to the Page of Cups. So the the Page of Cups clarifying the Hierophant, which is about a naive boy, which is this person could be um, very energetic, joyous, poised, masculine, muscular. This person likes to play someone tricks. This person what I getting from the card is like the person like to kind of like they would do something and they would kind of look for reaction. So this person is somewhat of an observer. This Page of Cups. What again also is that the cups does represent emotion. So being that the Page of Cups clarifying the Hierophant, which is somebody else of in-depth spiritual knowledge. This person like went through it. This person like climb the ropes to the authority that they hold in. And if it's and yeah, and the Page of Cups clarifying that, so that this could be that even though you had this like this person could be like I was saying that this person could be like a real observer because of how they like could have had this coach or could have been looking up to somebody who could have taught them how to really like hone into their emotions. And even though they had this Page of Cups, this energetic, this youthful, this cheerful person, they would still like they still have a maturity to them. This could be somebody that you're meeting. This could be the energy that you need to take on to, because you probably have oh yeah, definitely. This might be an energy that you need to take on because you might have to deal with a situation. This Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, like it come in the reading. It wouldn't resonate with everybody, but if it resonates with you, it kind of making sense to me so far because the card to clarify the Page of Cups is the King of Swords, which just basically talk about setting boundaries, cutting off any unnecessary thoughts. This is about cleaning up your mind, being still in your mind, being at peace in your mind, being clear in your mind, right? As well as, and this clarifying the Page of Cups and all of these cards in the upright, you know. And this guy just sitting there and he just like, he know what he about basically. So you have the emotional in depth, you have the higher spiritual knowledge, and you have these setting boundaries. You know what is your want, you know what is your worth. King of Swords energy around here as well. And I think that these is the energies that you need to be infusing to deal with this Wheel of Fortune because of how things constantly changing up right now and nothing is everything basically up in the air, nobody would necessarily have control of where we go next as communities and civilizations. We just kind of trying to abide accordingly to the rules that we countries respectively give us. We don't really know like what tomorrow has to give, and like for some of us, going through life, we might not be as comfortable as some people might be. So we might become uncomfortable and we will have to find ways to like adapt to the changes. That is basically what I'm trying to give. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is just saying that everything mightn't go your way. You might try certain things and the first time you mightn't get it off the bat. That is basically what I'm feeling as well. But it's just saying that don't give up. So 2 cards to clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like things just happen like unexpectancy, uncertainty. These are things, the only thing constant in life is change. And with this judgment call, like your spirit coming forth, like the old you, the things will resonate with you, the things will kind of hold you in place and keep you up wouldn't resonate anymore. So that is why you really had to get like that higher guidance, because on some of the spiritual path, we can't really go back. That is not really an option. It's like And going through it could be scary because uncertainty is like real scary. Like you don't know where you could end up tomorrow and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in. Also, again, like the Hierophant could be represented as your ancestors. You need to have faith in the people who did these things before you, who was 30 and made it. The people who was nobody and nobody didn't recognize them, and then one day they just blew up. Like you have to kind of accept your power honestly, but at the same time, be aware that not everything will go in your way. Or the first time you try things, it might not necessarily work out, and that's just how it is. Like most of the times, you also don't want to be too hard on yourself because you'll be moving into a new phase, a different phase. To help it, like just believe that at the end of the day, like it will get better. Like tomorrow, when you actually get to the place and the time pass, that you have to actually go through the healing or the process of things falling apart. So you're setting your boundaries with people. Yeah, so like yeah, definitely. To clarify the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Cups, you have to believe that you will be able to like be refilled. You will the Judgment card. Yeah, the Ace of Cups just represents emotions, and this is like the highest peak of emotional stability. And like once you have a peace of mind, from the like all things after that go flow. So it's like, yeah. So like three cards come up, but one card in particular that I really feel that just kind of went to the end of the table was the Ten of Wands, and it does go kind of hand in hand. The Ace of Cups is like the highest emotional um, peak you could be at, and if you think about the Ten of Wands in the physical way, as how this guy like have up all these burdens, he will be mentally fatigued and like emotionally stressed and with all that load and extra baggage that might not necessarily even be his. So you definitely, so I literally hearing like just choose which one you want, but know that you had to like study momentum to whichever one this is you want. So if you want to just start to pick up people problems, pick up people opinions, pick up people battles that is not necessarily yours, pick up false news from in the air, and go with everything that you hear, you know. You know when you hear stuff and you just see stuff and you just brush over it, but some people like with most things like they see it as like kind of adapt it, like if it's added to the truth base. You really don't want to do that with unnecessary things to overburden yourself mentally, emotionally. Or you could choose to keep yourself up, know that at the end of the day, tomorrow will be a better day, tomorrow will be a more productive day. But it starts with adding into yourself today and having the hope that tomorrow will be better, so that you could choose the Ace of Cups energy. So two cards for any possible blockages or obstacles the next 24 hours. This is a general reading. Again, thank you guys so much for the likes, the subscribes. It's a scratch on the surface, but it's it's still appreciated. Like really, really. So at the beginning of the reading, the cards was like coming out real fast and now just like sticking again. So two cards for any possible blockages, or any likely outcomes. Oh. Three of Cups. Again, don't forget to celebrate the little things. Don't forget to celebrate yourself. Don't forget to celebrate like going this COVID thing is like going into like 2 years now, 1 year and a half now, I'm not really sure. But don't forget to celebrate like because last year I had a thing like I was working in a grocery, and from the stuff that I was going through and saying by the end of the year, the only thing that I could have come to realize and my biggest epiphany was coming out of the grocery was like it had like 3 point something million people die. And I was, and to me, like me and the group of people that I knew was like most of us was okay and stuff. So I was like, we was going into New Year, but I don't know if anybody else around me was like noticing that, because that time I was a little hectic still with the day-to-day things, the way how things was going. But for me, one of the biggest epiphanies was like 3 million and something people die here, and like, you know, we still here. Like, we have a purpose. Like, we didn't just get plucked from them numbers. We wasn't just a casualty, or I don't even know what let's call it. Have a next word them CSI movies, let's call it. But yeah, don't forget to celebrate yourself. The Emperor card is the next card. Any possible blockages or like um, obstacles. Don't forget that you wouldn't have gone through stuff and like not grown. A lot of us is like this Emperor energy, this energy of being independent, basically. This energy of being a father figure, because that's what the Emperor does. He looks over his territory or his land, his estates, as a as a present felt kind of person, as the card thing, right? This could also be like the Taurus card as well, so you could be dealing with a Taurus. But the Emperor, so this just basically saying, don't forget to celebrate yourself. Don't forget that you did come far from things. If things used to be easy all the time, things for sure not all are easy now. Don't forget to celebrate your achievement of still being alive. That is actually a thing now. A lot of people just go in and we don't even know like when or if it necessary, or it's like you really don't know, basically. Um, don't forget that you would have learned stuff, that you would have accomplished some kind of masculine energy to be able to be dependent on yourself. Or this could be again that some people need to be aware of a masculine energy that they have in their life that might not necessarily have the best advice for them right now. The first card to clarify the most likely outcome or possible most likely outcome is the Ace of Wands. Like, you will get an idea, you will have mental energy to go towards something. Again, the literally see the card that they wanted to take out, which was the Nine of Wands. And that was the last card to clarify the most likely outcome. And this is just that you will have the energy to show me this card to move away for some of you guys. Five of Swords over water. Again, don't forget to celebrate the hurts that you overcome. Don't forget to celebrate the trials that would have been put in your way. Don't forget to celebrate the obstacles that you would have overcome. Don't forget to celebrate the challenges that life would have given you and you would have surpassed, because you're still here if you're watching this video. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So I don't want to like stay too long, even though I know others always sit down and still like keep it too long. Like, 2 cards from the Angel Heart Sigil. It's supposed to be like a check-in. It's supposed to be, you know, and I mean, like, some people like to get like a lot of information, because I don't like to get leave hanging, you know. But I hope, like, for the guys who, or for the gals who doesn't want to stay too long, that still appreciate the view. So the first card out is Zadkiel, Beloved. And right off the bat, like, I get in that this is a unicorn. Like, a lot of people like ascended into like more mystical energies, more um the way how things upheaving is not so much about like being structural again, but it's like try your luck and try to like see what really suits you, like where you could fall into, or build up new that you know needed. And for right now, for a lot of people, feel like to come up with something different, it will almost seem like mystical, like, you know, like where this come from. Because of how like it has so much news getting pumped into the air as well, you know, like just a lot of negative stuff. And no kidding, it have a lot of negative stuff going on due to the times we in. But at the same time, while we here and we being allowed the chance to be here, we have to like find reasons to put life back inside and beauty back inside. And I guess humans like to be, like emotionally enveloped, like really consumed with things are magic and out of this world experiences. Even the day-to-day run-ins are like, if you have a business and you don't know how the business could go right now, and like things just really going very good for you because you find something new to tap into. You actually connect to your spirit. You actually had like a epiphany or a judgment they call, and your ancestors say, well, you know what is up to this time now. We had this waiting for you, or you could actually walk in or inherit the energies or the power of your ancestors at this point in time. It could seem like real far fetched, but everybody's spiritual experience on this earth is different. So we can never say like to the extent how vivid somebody's dreams could be or how faint somebody's science into the spiritual could be. So if this resonates with you though, like congrats. I know I have a lot of things to be grateful for because of like how my life does go and stuff. But like to have like a spiritual awakening right now, like that was like that would be real cool. And the next card is Metatron Adoration. Adore yourself, feel good. Again, like a lot of people not making it. A lot of people here and they're not living in peace. A lot of people not living in homes, they're not living in houses. They're living in houses, they're not living in homes. A lot of people not happy with the self. They can't accept the self because of the decisions they make before in their life. They can't let go of people who hurt them. A lot of people living chained down to past on people who give them one or two opinions about their life and all of that.